Hi, welcome back to Kenny's Life Thoughts in Retirement. Uh, this is a short video on our fireplace and chimney repair work that we had done back in 2019. This is what the old firebox looked like inside the house, and we had it all rebuilt. And I discovered this gentleman, and he came up and did a bunch of work for us here. A great stonemason. This is a picture of my grandfather on the ladder there, and his stonemason when they originally built the chimney back in the 1970s. And he used field stone to line the outside of the chimney. I used to have to go with my grandmother in the old van and go get stone all the time up at one of the rock quarries up here when I was a kid. Anyway, it was quite a process there. But it was a really bad disrepair when we first came up here, and we decided to go ahead. I really struggled with what I was going to do. Lots of people, told me just to tear it down, but I just couldn't get my head wrapped around that. So I discovered this stonemason gentleman. His name was Vladimir, and he came up and gave me some ideas and talked me out of tearing the whole thing apart and tearing it down. And he said, we can fix this and make it look really nice and make it functional. So we went with it. There's just some photos of the process from inside the house. He basically, in essence, covered the entire old fireplace area up, the old wood box, and just used bricks to do it, and built the thing up so that we could put a wood stove on top of the basically the flat part there in front of the old stove, the old firebox there. But I met Vladimir. He was working on a job down by the Stark Street Bridge, and it was pouring down rain for like over a week. And I saw him every night on my way home from work. One night I decided to stop and introduce myself. It was pitch black outside. It was pouring down rain, and I'm in my dress clothes. I got my good shoes on, and I don't have an umbrella, but I'm getting soaking wet. And I go up and I start talking to him, and he talked my ear off for quite a while. But I talked him into coming up and looking at this project. And again, he talked me out of tearing it all down. I had several people tell me just to tear it down. It's not worth trying to save. So he talked me out of that. And we hired him, and it took him about 3.5 months, not full time, but he'd come up and work on it, get tired and leave. And for about 3.5 months, it was under construction. And that's the top of the chimney there. We just recently had a top made for that. But it was a bit of a mess for a little while, but it really turned out great. He brought in all this old stone, and we took the old stone he took it off, and Kathleen and I made a walking path out into the garden that I'll show a picture of as well. That's Vladimir and I sometime in April of 2019, right after he got done. So he worked on it January, February, March, and into April. And there it is, all completed with the new wood stove from inside the house. So I hired a kid and had him put a top on it here just recently. And this is the stone pathway that Kathleen and I made out of all the old stone from the original chimney. This pathway is in the garden here. And we didn't want to just get rid of all that old stone. And so was Kathleen's idea. Let's make a pathway in the garden, so we did. And we worked on that after Vladimir was gone. We took all his stone and that he took off the chimney and constructed that pathway. Good morning. Welcome back to Kenny's Life Thoughts in Retirement. I got Matt here standing with me. He is the owner and sole proprietor to Refinesheetmetal. He built me a custom chimney top, which is what your forte is, really, Matt. Yeah. And I'll let him explain what he's going to do today. He's going to put it up on top, but go ahead and explain.
So we fabricated a custom chimney cap, fit right up there, and we'll be installing it here today.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. He also did me a favor, and he filmed his process. Yeah. So you got a couple of videos on the process. Yeah. So we're looking forward to it. I'll put a short video together with including this and all the reconstruction of this chimney. This chimney was reconstructed a few years back. It was all the stone was falling off of it, and I hired a guy, found a guy, and I'll tell all that story and how I found him but anyway, Matt here, young kid. I am huge supporter of young businesses like this guy. He's only, what, 20 years old?
Yeah.
He's 20 years old, and he's owning and operating his own business. And I mean, he was prompt. He came out last Friday, bid. Today is the following Thursday, and he's going to install it. So I really think it's pretty cool, and appreciate it a lot. I'll let you get to work.
All right.
Thanks. This is the final touch of this chimney rebuild. This stainless steel cap is really going to look nice and cap it off up there. Here are some real quick shots of his shop building my chimney top here. Some of the machines that he uses, some of the process that he goes through to build it. He was nice enough to take these quick shots inside his shop here for us. Pretty talented kid, let me tell you.
How's it look?
Looks great. Is it resting on there to your satisfaction up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good from down here. Yeah, it looks perfect. The original stones that we had, field stone on the chimney there, I remember having to go with my grandmother when I was a young kid back in the 70s and gather up stone here locally at one of the gravel pits. And my grandpa, his stonemason at the time, there was a hatchet, what looked like a hatchet. There was a heart and some other stuff. I can't remember that, shaped out of the stone inside the field there. And anyway, I don't know, you probably can't see it, but about a third of the way down, there's two hearts that I had there's three actually. There's one on the left. It looks like it's, got a bump in the middle of the heart, which is, I say, it's for all the broken hearts that you've had in your life. and then the small little heart on the right for those that you've lost, and the ones in the red one right below it, which is to the right there, again about a third of the way down, are for all your loved ones. But he didn't have anything that made it look like he tried to find the guy that came and redid this. His name was Vladimir. I'll tell you a story about him. He was a great guy, but he couldn't find anything to make a hatchet because we wanted to replace the hatchet. All the old stone that he took off, Kathleen and I made a walking path with all that stone in the garden, and I'll show you that too as well when I do my video about the whole thing. We really struggled with what to do with the old chimney here. It was in really, really bad disrepair. When we first came up here, stones were coming off of it. It hadn't been maintained properly. And anyway, I'll tell all that story. But at the time when Vladimir did all this work, and then he also did the work on inside the house too, but where the fireplace used to be. And I've got video of, or pictures of my grandpa, I should say, and his stonemason building this thing. He had makeshift wood scaffolding. It was quite a process. Anyway, well, I'll put a video together and explain the whole thing, but we've been needing that top on there for a few years. I've been trying to find somebody, and I just came across this kid, on Facebook the other day, and he's very talented for his age. And again, real responsive and very polite. So he's going to screw that down up there to the stone. Should be about it. Yeah, those three stones that are in the shape of a heart is what Vladimir could find, but can't remember all of the things that were there. Was like 3 or 4 different. There was a heart, there was a hatchet, and there was something else. I can't remember what else it was. A boot. There was a boot. It looked like a boot. And again, Vladimir did his best, but he could come up with those 3 heart-shaped stones, and that's about all he could find. But again, it was a project that, oh man, I struggled with this one because, it would have been quite a process to get that. I had lots of people tell me I should just have it torn down. And I really struggled with that. I was having a heck of a time getting my head wrapped around that. So I am really thankful I made a good choice here and had it rebuilt. And this capper here is just the final piece and the final touch on this thing. It'll last forever now. The stone that Vladimir used, he used a bunch of, which was fine by me. It gave me a smoking deal on this. All that stone, the reason there's so many different colors and stuff was it was all leftovers from jobs that he had. And, whatever he got out of it from me was pure profit for him because this was all, leftover from jobs. And so I don't care what it looks fine to me. I really liked it. I knew there would be different colors and shapes and stuff, and pretty rando. But yeah, I think it turned out great. Matt's shop is in Boring. He's got a shop there. He's got a press brake, several different tools apparently. And again, he was really kind. He filmed the process of making this. I offered to come out, but he said, "No, you don't need to come all the way out here. I'll just film my process for you, and I'll give you the video of it," which is pretty cool. He's a graduate of San Barlow High School, and his brother is on the varsity boys basketball team. I believe he's a junior, and he's a starter there. He's a really good ball player. And Kathleen talked to his brother here the other day and said, "You know, your brother's coming up and helping us out with a project." He goes, "Yeah, I heard about that." And his brother's really proud of Matt. He spoke real highly of him. He said, "Oh, he's really talented. He knows what he's doing." And it was real proud of his brother, obviously, his older brother. If you want to call him older, he's only 20 years old, for crying out loud. Boy, to think back when I was 20, I didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground. That's all stainless steel. Hey Matt, is that mesh? That's not stainless steel, is it though?
Aluminum.
It's aluminum. That's right. But the rest of it's stainless, right? Yeah. Yeah. So the mesh up there is all aluminum. Those are peacocks that you hear. If you're wondering what that is, we've got, I don't know, several hens and quite a few cocks in the bird pen over there. Matt had to go get a different tool. Did you go buy a new tool? Yeah. He went and bought a new tool. He's used to just drilling into brick, and this stone up there, it is a bummer to drill into. Working better? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's more of a jackhammer drill, more or less.
Just like that, when the snow melted.
Just like that. Yeah, it didn't take much. It's just not quite cold enough for it to stick around. I think it's 34 right now outside, 35 maybe. So that top screws off, huh? The top part? Yeah, yeah. So the chimney sweep guy can do his thing. Well, Matt got all finished with his project today. Did a really, really nice job. I got to tell you, Matt, I'm really thankful for you doing this project for us. Um, you know, you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to be really successful. I'm telling you, it's really, I think it's pretty special. You started out at 15 doing this kind of work, and then you decided a year ago or so when you were 19 to do your own thing, and I think that's pretty special. I really, really appreciate it, and thank you very, very much. Here's your, I gave you a little something extra for your time because I know you had to go all the way back into town.
I appreciate it, man.
You're very welcome. And again, it's Matt with Refinesheetmetal.
Yep, Refinesheetmetal.
I love it. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it again.